Welcome back into ARC Seattle. A local student recently won big at the 98th Annual FFA Convention and Expo in Indianapolis. Trent Oney from the Sumner FFA chapter won an award for his project focused on non-GMO labeled food products. Steve is down in the ARC Lounge with Trent right now to talk about this project, the big honor, and FFA. Steve, congrats to Trent.
Yeah, she says congratulations.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate that a lot. It's been a long trip back home to Indy, but we're glad to be back in Seattle.
Yeah, glad to have you back here in Western Washington where you're currently living. So for people who aren't familiar, I've heard of FFA before. I couldn't really tell what you guys do. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. So explain what FFA is and how you got involved several years ago.
For sure. So FFA used to stand for like Future Farmers of America.
Yes.
But since we've transitioned to more of a agricultural leadership organization that is promoting career development, leadership skills, and then supervised agricultural experiences that are going to hopefully allow students to kind of guide themselves into the next generation of agriculture to help support farming in the U.S.
And how did you get involved with FFA?
I started my freshman year of high school. I had a friend that was showing pigs at a state fair, and I thought that was primarily it, kind of like that Future Farmers of America sense. So I joined my freshman year, took an agricultural biology class, and what I soon learned was all of that kind of mindset that I had was completely different. I went into the classroom and left with skills of public speaking, how to write a professional paper, and then was able to take projects with friends and turn them into actual scientific research that I could take far beyond high school and beyond,
On paper, when I was reading about what you were just honored for, I was thinking, this sounds really complicated. So sort of explain what you did here with this project. And again, you were honored for looking at non-GMO labeled food products. What was the project itself and what sort of work did you put into that?
Yeah, so I'll kind of start by talking about my project last year. I did a project in an ag class with one of my friends, and we wanted to see consumer perceptions of genetic modification. We wanted to kind of see what is our community thinking. So we sent out a survey, got over 150 responses, analyzed those responses, and found that there was consumer lack of trust. But we were also looking at the company side of things. What were companies doing? And so going into my paper this year, I wanted to see, well, we know that consumers have a negative mindset. We know consumers are, quote unquote, afraid to eat GMO products.
Yeah.
So we wanted to, or I wanted to find out how many of these products that are labeled as non-GMO actually were non-GMO. And so I found a couple plant-based meat options at a local grocery store, and I found some controlled variables with the bioengineered stickers on those products. So if you go to a store, you might see a little non-GMO and color in the bottom corner of a package, or maybe a little bioengineered sticker on the bottom.
Yeah.
And so I tested those products for a FDA-approved promoter. It's the cauliflower mosaic virus promoter. And so I did a basic gel electrophoresis with looking at bands on a chart and seeing, do we have that promoter actually present in our project? And what I found in all 4 of my samples was a positive genome for that CAMV35 promoter, showing that there was traces of genetic modification in these quote-unquote non-GMO products.
Got it. And what interested you about that subject matter in particular?
What I was really interested in is, we know as an agriculture community that genetic modification is important for sustainability. It's allowing us to work with crops and animals and edit their genes in a way that we are able to make them work in a agricultural industry that we have today, especially with how things are working with weather. We got to be able to implant crops to work in a certain way. And so the promoter, in this sense, is enhancing certain genes that that crop already has. So it's not necessarily destroying or adding new makeup, but instead promoting an already based gene. And so what interested me is I wanted to see, we know that consumers have that negative mindset. We know that companies are kind of seeing that. How are they marketing these products, right? Are they going to keep putting non-GMO stickers on a product if it actually contains that to try to drive sales? And what I found during my paper was these non-GMO stickers were bright and bold on the packages, right? Kind of talking to the consumer, but those bioengineered products had a black and white sticker underneath, kind of by the barcode, harder to see for the consumer. And so it kind of looks like we as consumers need to do a better job of understanding how genetic modification works in agriculture, and then we as a company side of things need to better understand how we're going to give the product to our consumers.
Got it. And you're currently in high school, is that right?
I am. I'm a senior at Sumner.
Do you hope to sort of continue this research going forward as maybe you get into the college years?
I definitely have thought about that as I kind of entered the mindset of going
Yeah.
into college. It's definitely taken an interest in me. I'm looking at different universities, one of them being like Texas A&M.
Yeah.
I have family that's studied biotech and who I've worked with on this project to better understand the process, because when going into this, I had no idea how to do PCR or how to run certain machines or run gels. But going and having these people talk to me, I've become more and more interested in kind of wanting to understand how that works. But I've also been interested on the communications side and public information and kind
Yeah.
of portraying the facts, right? And so
Yeah.
communications, news writing, stuff like that has also taken an interest for me.
And I have to ask, since you were just honored about this at the National Convention in Indianapolis, how did it feel to get recognized for this project and all that work that you put in?
It felt pretty good. I'm standing there. My favorite part was we had the opportunity to showcase our projects to all of the FFA members. There were 73,000 this year at National Convention. And one of my favorite parts is there's multiple students in your division that have made finalists and have amazing projects. And so standing there with them, getting to see their work and how it's making a difference, and then getting to share your own work was one of my favorite parts. And so being recognized on stage and having them announce why I've won, what my project was on, was really important to me. And then showcasing that further, being able to receive that award is always something that I'll be proud of and be able to take away and talk about for years to come.
Yeah, congratulations
Thank
to you.
you
That's
very
really,
much,
really
Steve.
cool. High school senior, Tyra.
Just gonna
High school
say
senior.
that. I was just gonna say that. Like, he doesn't seem like a high schooler. He seems like a, you know, some fully established,
young adult.
grown
Yeah,
adult.
exactly.
Congratulations.
Yes, it
So
is.
fascinating. Coming up next.